Well, welcome everybody to the 2023 Volunteer Recognition Luncheon. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Dawn Kirchner, the Volunteer Administrator for the City of Kettering. Staying with the spirit of the Thanksgiving season, this event is our opportunity to show our thanks and our appreciation for all the good you do for our community as volunteers. Our theme this year is Volunteering Weaves Us Together, and it helps to illustrate the work you all do and emphasizes the important role volunteering has in strengthening our community through the interconnected actions taken to support one another. The diverse ways in which you share your time, talent, and energy strengthens the fabric of our community, making it more vibrant and resilient. Through volunteering, we build connections through our shared experiences, making our lives more meaningful. It's through this involvement that we find new and strengthen old friendships, develop trust, and link our relationships. Threading these connections, we come to belong as we contribute towards the same goals. As Veterans Day was just a few days ago, I'd like to begin by asking all of our veterans and active duty military members and their spouses to stand for a round of applause. Thank you for your dedication, your commitment, and the sacrifices you've made to serve our country. Thank you for everyone who brought in cold weather garments such as hats, gloves, scarves, and even a few coats. These items will be distributed to local Kettering organizations who will help get them to the individuals and families who need them before the cold weather fully sets in. Now, throughout the afternoon, we'll be drawing names for door prizes that were generously donated by a variety of local Kettering businesses. There were a lot donated this year. If you did not pick one up, go back to the welcome table. Everybody should have one of those red tickets with numbers. We're trying to make it a little bit easier. Don't have to write anything, but keep that number handy. I'm going to be calling numbers throughout the afternoon. After lunch, we'll do some introductions, our award presentations, and then we will draw some more prizes. So most of you will probably leave with a prize. I'm just throwing it out there. I know. Also, by the end of the afternoon, of course, there are some open spots. If you need an extra piece of pie, eat the pie, as well as all the candy. Yes, applause for the pie. All right. So now I'd like to call up our Volunteer Advisory Council Chair, Carrie Basson, and she is going to do our invocation for the afternoon.
Thank you, Dawn, and thank you all for your service to our community. It is very much appreciated, and so we hope that you enjoy this luncheon, which is just a small token of our appreciation for everything that you do for Kettering and our community. Dear Lord, we give our thanks for the dedicated volunteers assembled in this room and for those not able to be with us today. Their efforts and dedication help make our city better, our community stronger, and our connections tighter. Their generosity weaves its way through the community through their gifts of time, energy, and talents. As we celebrate together today and reflect throughout this season of thanks, we ask that you watch over all volunteers and grant them good health and happiness in the year to come, and grant peace to those who have gone before us. Amen.
Thank you, Carrie. So to kick off, this is loose. Before this ends badly. I was gonna call off a few numbers, but I'll go ahead and grab those. So throughout lunch, we're gonna do several rounds of tickets. So just be sure to keep those handy again. So we're gonna go ahead and start lunch because I know everybody's starting to get hungry. So Kohlers will be dismissing your tables and inviting you to head over to the buffet. So I'll go ahead and turn that over to Kohler. So please enjoy your lunch and stay tuned be on the listen for door prize numbers. Although, actually, Sabrina's here, so we can go ahead and do some now. Why not?
Am I just grabbing this first stack over here?
Yes. And Sabrina will hand deliver your prize to you. And the first award or prize is a $30 gift certificate to Casanos. I know. Good prizes this year. The number is 21116 Hey, front row. Makes it easy. All right. Second prize of the day is a $20 gift certificate to Katie's Kettering Barbecue and a free game of bowling at Poking Woodman Lane, so you can have a pretty fun night out, dinner and a game. So we're looking for number 21194. All right, there's the lucky table right there. Time to possibly switch spots. All right. This next one is a gift certificate to the Dayton School of Medical Massage. I have no idea how much it's for. It is sealed, so I'm expecting it's pretty good. So that number is 211199. Hey, they're in the back. Excellent. All right. And we'll do one more. Okay, this is a fun pack. So this is a free fitness pass or group fitness class pass to the Kettering Rec Center, a free skate pass at the Kettering Ice Arena, 2 free bowling games at Poking Woodman Lanes, and 2 free laser tag vouchers as well. That's a fun day. All right, the number is 211201. There we are. Excellent. All right. I'll be back in a little bit. Enjoy your lunch. First of all, I'd like to go ahead and thank the Kohler staff. You always do such a wonderful job taking care of us and making sure we're well fed. We appreciate that you're a part of this event. So I'd like to go ahead and introduce Mayor Peggy Lehner, and she's going to say a few words and introduce council.
Thank you, Dawn. Thank you all for inviting me to join you today. This has always been one of my favorite events. I want to thank you all for coming out on this. This is the 44th anniversary of the City of Kettering Volunteer Program, 44 years. And as always, the volunteer office has done a spectacular job preparing for this occasion. Thank you, Dawn. Where'd you run off to? Right over here, okay. And Nick Cerise for hosting today. I'd also like to introduce the city council members who are here today. I know for sure that Tony Klepaz is here. He's been here every year. And Jackie Fisher. Jackie's over there. Okay. And I think I'm missing someone who's here. Nope, got everyone. Okay. I know that they enjoy this event as much as I do. I am Mayor Peggy Lehner, and I'm so honored to join this annual celebration to recognize all of you for the amazing work you do for this community. Today's theme of weaving us together appropriately defines your roles as important pieces of this great city. For the past 44 years, the City of Kettering's volunteer program has profoundly impacted this community. Because of you, 9,000 hours of work was completed during the last fiscal year. Because of you, $247,917 was saved by the City of Kettering. And you can only imagine how many times that money could have been used over and over. And since 1979, because of you, the City of Kettering has saved $24,607,928. Because of all 300 of you, we are stronger and wiser. Now, we included that 300 number only because what you have done is phenomenal the amount of money, hours, et cetera, that you've put in. But many of you probably are thinking, we used to have a lot more than 300. We used to absolutely fill this entire restaurant. How many of you remember that? Yeah. Well, like so many other things, the volunteer program was profoundly impacted with COVID. People got out of the habits, or they got afraid to go out of the house, or whatever it was. Those numbers are dramatically down. So I'm just going to ask one thing of each of you. You know how much being a volunteer has enriched your lives, your personal lives. I hear it from each of you as I talk to you. But we need to get those numbers back up to 1,000. No one in the state had anything close to that number. No other city. We need to be back at number 1. So I'm going to just make a personal plea for you. Each and every one of you goes home and contacts a friend or a neighbor or a family member and say, come along. It's so much fun, and they give you a great lunch at the end of the year. So just keep in mind, and we are grateful for each and every one of you. We just want more of you, and I hope you feel our gratitude today and every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Lehner. And as you mentioned, the City of Kettering's volunteer program is one of the oldest local government programs in the nation. The accomplishments of our program doesn't happen by accident. Of course, all of you contribute, and many people throughout the city contribute as well. Our Volunteer Advisory Council supports programs like this luncheon. They were here early, setting everything up and getting everything organized. National Volunteer Week activities in April, as well as Make a Difference Day, among many others that they help out with. So not only do they physically help out, like with setup, they're also a source of encouragement and provide a wealth of ideas to both me and Nick, and we're so very appreciative of them. So could all of our Volunteer Advisory Council members please go ahead and stand. You met Carrie Basson earlier, Anna Breidenbach, Joan Jay Ellis, who is not here, unfortunately, Jackie Fisher, Joan Fisher-Hatton, Dick Honeywell, who is also not here today, Sabrina Larson, and Chris Wright, who is unable to be with us. Please give them a round of applause. Another vital component to the success of our volunteer program is our city staff. From the beginning, the leadership team has cultivated an environment where the gifts of time and talent offered by our volunteers is welcomed and valued, allowing volunteers and staff to work side by side to take our services and programs to the next level. I know many of you volunteers have personal relationships with our city staff. So all of our staff that's here, when I call your name, please stand. From our directors team, Assistant City Manager Steve Bergstresser, Fire Chief Robbins, Police Chief Protzman, Human Resources Director Jenny Smith, Planning and Development Director Tom Robillard, Clerk of Courts Rob Scott, Public Service Director Dave Durich, and I don't believe Mary Beth Odell's out of town from Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts, Ted Hammer from the Law Department, and Information Systems Director Drew Miller. Thank you for your support of our program. And then another vital program that volunteers and city staff work on together is our Cities of Service program. And so if you are part of that program, if you could please stand. Tom Robillard, Anna Breidenbach, Chad Engel, Natalie Storms, and Shana McConville. You're all vital to making the Cities of Service program as successful as it is. And of course, the City of Kettering has a number of boards, commissions, and foundations, which are yet another example of how volunteers make a positive impact throughout our community. These individuals are often forgotten as volunteers. They forget themselves. They forget to report their hours and their numbers. So if you're on one of these boards and you have not put in your application, please come see me or Nick. We do want to make sure that we're counting all of your hours and we're giving you recognition. Or if you know somebody who has not registered, we need to know about them. So if you're a member of one of the following organizations, please stand, and we'll wait until the end for a round of applause. Art in Public Places, the Board of Community Relations, Board of Zoning Appeals, the Kettering Arts Council, Kettering Parks Foundation, Kettering Police Foundation, Latham Senior Center Advisory Board, Partners for Healthy Youth Advisory Board, the Planning Commission, PRCA Advisory Board, Property Maintenance Board, Sister City Committee, and the Sustainability Committee. And I know there's people not standing, but that's okay. We'll give you a round of applause. Because I've seen you. All right, so a few more people that I want to make sure that they know how much we appreciate them is Don Bennett, our volunteer photographer, there in the back. And Joe McKenzie from the Miami Valley Communications Council, who's helping to document today. Thanks to both of you for being a part of this day. We appreciate it. So I've been doing a lot of personal reflection the past year, specifically as it relates to time. And I think we've all heard that time speeds up the older we get, and I think we've all experienced that. Yes, we all say. And I've personally commented to those around me how confused I am to be at the current time and date. And I guess luckily, I've had a lot of similar comments in return. How did we get here? How is it already November? Wait, Thanksgiving is next week, right? So it's somewhat comforting to know we're all in the same company. So partially to experience the quickened passage of time is often in response to packed schedules and multiple obligations, none of which are necessarily a bad thing. As long as we're interjecting meaningful moments and opportunities to do that which has value for us and those that we care about. So as a fan of fantasy novels, and I know there's a few others in the room, if you're not, bear with me. I find myself thinking of a quote made by Gandalf from The Lord of the Rings. All right, I knew I had some good company, like I hope there's some other fans out here, else, it's gonna be tough. But if you aren't familiar with the books or the movies or the multiple spin-offs, Gandalf is the wizard who leads the main character Frodo and 8 companions on a journey to destroy a ring of evil power. And Frodo at one point comments that he wishes the dark times in which they're all involved in had not come to pass during their lifetime. And of course, Gandalf agrees and offers a bit of wisdom, which is kind of what Gandalf does. And he reminds Frodo that the way forward is to decide what to do with the time that's been given to us. And as we're gathered in this room at this point in time, celebrating all of you who choose to use your time for doing good for others, whether it's a small amount of time, a little bit of time, or a good chunk of time, somewhere in between, your good works have been woven into the story of our city, and we thank you for it. So again, just as Mayor Lehner talked about, you're all here because you love what you do, and we want to get more people involved. Taking the time to ask a few more people to get involved with that story and do something good with our time, no matter how much that is, makes such a world of difference. So thank you for all that you do. And are we ready for some awards? Yes. All right. And again, we have one more round of fabulous prizes at the end, so don't stick around because you have to be present. So I'll just throw that out there. You could have a new microwave oven. All right, so just as a reminder, certificates are awarded in 100-hour increments. For those of you receiving just the certificates today, those are out on the front table, so some of you already picked them up. If you haven't done that, pick them up on your way out. Awards are given for the first 100 hours and then for every 500 hours of service. Now, if you don't see your name listed in the program or hear that today, it just means you're in between levels. We do keep track of all of those hours. We have checked all of the certificates and awards, but sometimes we do make mistakes. So if you think we've made an error, please let me and Nick know maybe tomorrow, and we will take care of it. I promise. And maybe we'll bring an extra piece of pie to make up for it. So it's always a good thing. Okay, so how this will work, when we call your name, stand up, and someone from the Volunteer Advisory Council will bring your award directly to you. So we will come to you. We'll wait until the end of the event to take your picture with Mayor Lehner. So we'll kind of head over to this side of the room. You can come over with your award, or if you have your certificate, or if you just want a picture, I think that's on the table too. So, but we'll wait until the end. We'll go ahead and get started. We ready? All right, fantastic. With 100 hours, we have Tobias Ashlock. I don't think Tobias is here today. Bailey Bode. Wayne Cook. Julie Fassick Johnson. Carol Messer. Penny Miller. Jim Place, Joni Place, Ken Polchowski, Jan Schoolcraft, and Chris Wright. We don't have any 100s here. That's okay. All right, so for 200 hours, we have John Allen. Remember, if you're here, just stand up. Louise Hahn, Sandy Stafford, Maureen Willits, and that was our 200 hours. I know Sandy's here. All right, with 300 hours, Richard Benz, Marvin Carey, Don Cotty, Kendall Drager, Marjorie McDaniel, Mary Fander, I know Mary's here, Rick Tangeman, I know Rick's here, Nancy Thompson, I know Nancy's here, and Kathleen Tyndall. All right. Excellent. All right. Thank you. All right. With 400 hours, Suzanne Bussell and Mary Crow. With 500 hours, Rob Jan and Mark Messer. 600 hours, Richard Dell and Jim Morgan.
Yeah, which one's Richard Dell?
All right. With 700 hours, Tim Conair, I know Tim's here, Richard Haas, and Larry Thockey. All right, with 800 hours, Brent Gendelberger. Brent's here. $900 hours, Kathy Showalter, Lynn Springer, and Joe Richley. All right. 1,000 hours, Ann Skaleski. Ann is not here. 1,100 hours, Carol Driscoll and Tom Schumacher. 1,200 hours, Shirley Osborne. Shirley's here. $1,300 hours, Betty Borders. 1,400 hours, Edna Vanderkar. 1,500 hours is actually a member of our advisory council, and that's Carrie Basson. 1,500 hours. $1,600 hours, Karen Vineyard. No Karen's here. 1,700 hours, Pat Trent. I was like, I know Pat's here. 1,900 hours, Debbie Allen and Rod Springer. I know. 2,000 hours, Anita Mosley. 2,400 hours, Rick Morton. 2,800 hours, Karen Sejas. Karen couldn't be here today. And 4,200 hours, Ed Richley. And there was I was thinking there's names missing from my name list, and with 2,500 hours we have Jane Wiseman, and Jane is here. And then with 7,200 hours, Mark Simons. So Mark puts in a lot of time during tax season. A lot of time. All right. Estelle and Jenny here. So we do have, again, talking about time, we have a couple of volunteers that have, after 31 years of dedicated service to the city, they have decided to take a small break while they move into a smaller home. And I don't believe that I saw Dell and Jenny Herbeck here. But we do have a special certificate that we will be presenting to them after 31 years. They're in their early 90s. They've decided to take a small break. I don't know how long that will last. We shall see. But again, the number of you who have put in so much time and have so much to share, with me being new to my position, and even for, I know a lot of our staff members who have been here a number of years, who give such amazing insight and stories. It's just amazing. So let's go ahead and give everybody another round of applause. Thank you all so very much for all that you give to our community. Okay, and again, if you think that we've left you off, please let Nick know tomorrow. It's all good. All right, so as we wrap up, for some final remarks, I'm going to go ahead and invite Steve Bergstresser up to say a few words. And then again, don't forget, we are going to do another round of fabulous prizes. So I will hand it over to Steve.
Thank you, Dawn. First off, I want to echo the mayor's comments about Dawn and Nick. And just offer my own thank you to them for all the things they do to make Kettering home to the best volunteers. So another round of applause, please. Our new city manager, Matt Greason, is out of town today, so he couldn't be here, but he wanted me to pass along his congratulations to all of you for your many hours of dedicated service. In my remarks this afternoon, I'd like to recognize two people just briefly today. And those two people are Tony Klepass and Bruce Duke. For their many years of dedicated service to the city of Kettering and their unwavering support to the volunteer program. I'm sure many of you know that Tony and Bruce will be stepping down from City Council at the end of the year due to term limits. Unfortunately, Bruce is not able to be with us today, but I did want to recognize what is perhaps his best accomplishment while on council, and that's the creation of the Kettering Leadership Academy, which is run out of the volunteer office. After 20 plus years, today there are multiple graduates serving in the city at all levels, and I know I've seen several of them here with us at lunch today. Also, starting in January, it was a very unique statistic. 5 of the 7 sitting council members will be Leadership Academy graduates. So that's, I think, very, very, very unique, and really just speaks to the strength and popularity of the city's volunteer program to inspire new leaders. So a round of applause, please, for Bruce. Now, Tony, I promise this will not be a roast. But you truly have been a champion. Yeah, you've been a champion of volunteering through your service to the community, both for the city and in your personal life, whether it's through the Oak Creek Summer Food Program, volunteering at the Kettering Cancer Center down at the hospital, or as a member of the Dorwood Optimists, which I think you did miss a meeting today, so you'll probably get a little buck next week for not doing that, or a fine, I guess. But most importantly, you've been a dedicated food server here at the annual volunteer luncheon. So just want to say thank you for cooking such a wonderful lunch for us today and for all these years, and did a great job. But all joking aside, Tony, I honestly don't know if I'll get to say this publicly before the end of the year, before you step down. So I just wanted you to know that for me, it's just been a really true pleasure to serve the Kettering community with you, and I wish you nothing but the best in years ahead. Thank you. So in closing for me, just thank you to everyone for coming out today. Thank you for your many, many hours of service, and thank you for making Kettering home to the volunteer spirit. Thanks, and have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Steve. And we do have one last round of prizes. So again, get out those red tickets. And we've got a $25 gift card to Berry Bagels with number 152. Uh, 152. Yep, 211 152. Patrice. All right, we've got another gift certificate to Jorge's Restaurant for number 153. All right there in the back. All right. We have a $50, what is it? Certificate to Capital Cleaners for number 217. All right.
Okay, so I found out that the date is going to massage there for a 1 hour massage with a student and equal to $40 cost.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so I've got another gift certificate for the Dayton School of Medical Massage. We found out what's on the inside because again, there's a seal. So I'm like, I don't want to bust the seal. So it is for a 1 hour massage with a student, which it's just as good. Let's see, for $40 retail, but I would say an hour normally goes for a lot more than that. So that's a pretty good deal. Looking for number 109. 109.
Oh, in the back.
Okay, awesome.
This one or the microphone?
We'll do the this next one is a gift basket from Elite Hair Studio. So there's a $40 gift certificate in there as well as a bag of products. We are looking for number 200, 200, $40 gift certificate and bag of products.
Is it somebody else? I think Tom raised his hand.
Raise that hand really high up. There we go. Okay. Excellent. All right. All right. So the final prize is not on the table because Nick will deliver it directly to your car. So go see Nick. We're looking for number 215. Fantastic. All right. And that was the final prize. Again, thank you, all of you, for coming out this afternoon and having lunch with us. Thank you for all you do. And again, if you have any issues, see Nick. And we hope to see you soon at the next event. Thank you so much for being a part of our program in our city.